Ernesto Che Guevara is one of the most famous and controversial figures of the 20th century. His image, with the iconic beard and beret, became a symbol of revolution, the fight for justice, and resistance to imperialism. However, his life, achievements, and legacy are accompanied by numerous myths, scandals, and conspiracy theories. Let's take a look at his biography, some interesting facts, scandals, and conspiracy theories surrounding this remarkable yet controversial figure. Early years. Che Guevara was born on June 14, 1928, in the Argentine city of Rosario. His full name was Ernesto Raúl Guevara de la Serna. He was the second of 5 children in a middle-class family. As a child, Che suffered from asthma, which often limited his activity, but did not impede his intellectual development. She studied at the medical school in Buenos Aires, and in 1953, he graduated as a doctor. His life before becoming a revolutionary was dedicated to searching for his path and understanding the world's injustices. This period was marked by his travels across Latin America, where he witnessed the suffering of the poor, which changed his worldview and led him to decide to join the revolutionary movement. Meeting Fidel Castro. One of the turning points in Guevara's life was his motorcycle journey through Latin America in 1951 to 1952. During this trip, Che encountered poverty, exploitation, and social injustice, which became a crucial moment in the formation of his political views. In 1955, he met Fidel Castro in Mexico, and this meeting changed his life forever. He joined the revolutionary movement led by Castro and became a key figure in the Cuban Revolution. Cuban Revolution. Che Guevara played a pivotal role in the Cuban Revolution, participating in the battles in the Sierra Maestra Mountains and advancing with revolutionary forces towards Havana. After the victory of the revolution in 1959, he became one of the leading figures in the new government, holding high positions, including Minister of Industry. Che actively participated in the socialist restructuring of Cuba, initiating projects aimed at improving the economy and healthcare. However, his ideology and methods led to conflicts with other members of the Cuban government. Campaigns in Congo and Bolivia. After his work in Cuba, Che left the island and went to Congo, hoping to lead a revolution in Africa, but this attempt failed. In 1966, he moved to Bolivia, where he tried to organize a guerrilla movement to spark a socialist revolution. However, his campaign in Bolivia also ended tragically. On October 9, 1967, Che was captured by Bolivian soldiers and was executed the following day. Interesting facts about Che Guevara. Views on violence and death. Che Guevara was open about his belief in the necessity of violence in revolutionary struggle. He often stated that revolution required bloodshed and was prepared to use harsh methods to achieve his goals. One of the most controversial aspects of his actions was his support for executions in the early years after the revolution. He oversaw the work of the Cuban courts, which sentenced several individuals accused of counter-revolutionary activities to death. Love for motorcycles. Che Guevara was known for his passion for motorcycles. During his journey through Latin America, he embarked on a trip on a Norton motorcycle with his friend Alberto Granado. This experience became a decisive moment in shaping his views on social inequality in Latin America. Ideology and philosophy. Che was a fierce supporter of Marxism and believed that socialism was the path to a just society. He wrote extensively about revolution and social justice. His book, Guerrilla Warfare, became a staple for many revolutionaries around the world, and his theory of guerrilla warfare influenced revolutionary movements in Latin American, African, and Asian countries. Scandals and controversies. Revolutionary executions in Cuba. One of the most significant scandals in Che Guevara's life were his actions as the main person responsible for judicial executions in Cuba. After the revolution's victory, he became the head of Cuba's judicial system, which oversaw the execution of people suspected of counter-revolutionary activity. These actions have been heavily criticized by both his supporters and his opponents. Relationship with Castro. Despite being allies in the revolution, Che and Fidel Castro's relationship was not always harmonious. At one point, Che disagreed with Castro's policies, particularly his stance on maintaining state control and some compromises with the Soviet Union. This led to Che leaving Cuba in 1965 and seeking new revolutionary fronts. Conspiracies and theories. The conspiracy in Bolivia. After Che's death in Bolivia, numerous theories emerged suggesting that his death was not accidental. Some argue that he was killed not only by the Bolivian army, but also by the CIA. They point to the fact that Che was a serious threat to U.S. interests in Latin America, and his death could have been part of a broader operation to suppress revolutionary movements. Myths and legends. Che Guevara became a true myth and symbol for many, but his image is often distorted. Particularly, this is the case with the portrayal of Che as a champion of justice and peace. Many modern supporters of Che's ideology often simplify his life and ideas, ignoring his harshness and violent methods used in his struggle. Conclusion. Che Guevara was a charismatic and controversial figure whose life and actions left a profound mark on world history. He became a symbol of revolutionary spirit and the fight for ideals, but his methods and views sparked sharp debates. Whether viewed as a hero or a villain, Che's influence on global politics and culture cannot be overstated. His story remains a complex one, and his legacy continues to provoke discussion and examination.